Hi Soapy friends, it's Steph from Micahs and More. I'm going to show you how I use BeFunky, the website, to make a thumbnail for my videos. I go to befunky.com and click Collage Maker, and then I already had some artwork on here, so please excuse that, and I click Start New, and this is the grid that comes up when I do it. I don't know if that's how it always is. So I always forget what I'm supposed to do each time. So I click layouts. I have to not always forget. What I actually do is I use the previous one and I redo it every time. So you can see that it takes a little bit of fumbling around to figure out what it is that you need to do. So I'm like, those aren't it, but that's all the options you have. So there's layouts, and then I don't want to do that. Close that. So I'm like, wait a minute, create your own. So I ended up with a white screen, and I clicked grid, and I found the one that I usually use, but for some odd reason I was futzing around some more. I was going to try to get rid of that white screen so I could show you how to do it, but I thought I'll just show you everything because this is exactly how it happened. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. So it's not customize, it's layouts and then grid. And then the one on the top left is what I like to use. And that way I have a big space for a picture and a big space for text. So you click on that letter and it says add text, and it will be on whatever font you've used last if you have been on there before. So you scroll down and you find yourself a nice big chunky font so that it will show well. When people scroll through, they need to be able to read it really fast. So it's just like a billboard. You want to catch their attention. You can drag this, you can make it bigger and then make it fit that area, and you can highlight it and edit the pixel size, or you can drag the corners of the box and it will also make it bigger. So the name of my video is True Lilac Scent, or that's what I want my thumbnail to say. And then I want to make True Lilac bigger and Scent smaller. I'm trying to catch their attention again. And then you highlight the whole thing and you can center it and then make it as big as you can because you want to take up the whole space or as much of the space as possible. Now when you click on there on the inside, you'll see text properties come up and it'll have background, outline, and highlight. When you click background, it's just the background for the text, and that's not actually what you want to do in this particular case, because that just highlights behind the text whatever the box size of the text is. So I forgot, what you need to do is go to customize, and that whole background color is what you want to change. And this is going to take me a minute to find just the right shade of purple, and then I go back and change it again once I add the picture. Then you click on the text again for text properties, and I don't want to use highlight because again that puts a highlight over the whole text, just to show you what that does. I didn't actually forget that time. So what I like to use is outline, and then you slide that button all the way over to where it's white. That gives you an outline around the letters. Now you can also change the intensity of it so you can see how it gets more faint or stronger with the percentage change. Now I'm also not a fan of coloring the entire background like that. That was never my intention. I'm sure there's a way to color just the spaces inside. I haven't figured that out. But this is how I like to do mine. I take the spacing all the way down to nothing. I don't use the corner rounding. And that way I have one solid color on one side and then I upload an image to the other. When you click on the image, a window pops up that says Edit Image, and if you increase the size, that gives you the ability to move it around just by grabbing it. And I like to leave the bottom right corner kind of open so that when the length of your video shows up on YouTube or on your phone, it doesn't cover up your picture. So I try to make it look like it was completely intentional, that the picture looks good on its own, but it also leaves room for that. So I'm going to go back to the color, the background color under Customize, and now that I see the color that the soap looks, I'm going to try to match that a little bit better. You do not have to match it, of course, you don't have to do anything, but I try to make it coordinate. And then I go to text and add text, and I like to put another line at the top just to give people a little bit more information. I didn't have anything too new and exciting with this one, so I just made it say add dried flowers to soap, meaning like you can add dried flowers to your soap. And it's the same thing with the sizing. You can use the pixel size, or you can drag it to make it take up the right amount of space that you like it to. I also add an outline around the letters here. And then in this particular case, I like to do a highlight, which just makes it stand out from the picture. And I try to match that to a different color in the soap. I sped this up a bit because it took me a while to get just what I was looking for. And now you can go down to the intensity toggle and make it more of a pastel look if you'd like I did here. But it's completely up to you, whatever you think is going to look the best for your video or for your thumbnail. I try to make the most out of the space and get the letters as big as possible. So again, I monkey with it a little bit. I went back and edited a picture because I did not like the background on this one, and you cannot change the photo itself without paying for this service. So I went back in my own photo editor and I picked a new picture, or a picture that I had edited, and made it brighter. So again, you can adjust the size, and then that lets you move it around. And although I forgot to show it here, you can adjust where it shows between the text and the picture which one is bigger. So you can move that line left to right. And now once you get everything exactly where you want it, the letters in the right place and the picture just the right size, that's all there is to it. So when you're done, you go up here to save, and I always save it to my computer, although you can save it in BeFunky, and you just put whatever name you want, and that's it. Well, I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching.